Hello, my name is Cheryl Wilson, abstract artist, and just as a note, my website is cherylwilsonart.com. I'm going to be showing you how to create this painting, and I have created this in sizes from small all the way up to very large canvases. When they get to be very large, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll make them into a print so that they aren't as heavy on the wall. But this is a beautiful style of painting that you can create and create it any size that you want. Very easy. So I want to show you how to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. The supplies that you'll need for this project are some paint, and I suggest a soft body or a more fluid paint, not the high flows, that's way too thin, but this is Americana. You're going to use any type of pouring medium. I'm using a Vallejo here, but there's a lot of different types of pouring mediums out there. Stirring sticks, a palette knife, and something to drag through the paint, and you'll see what I mean when we get on with the video. Now the first thing I have done is I have taken the black paint, and it was actually 2 bottles of that Americana, and I have added some of the pouring medium, and there is the white that I'm going to pour on top. Now the white I have a little bit thinner than the black, and you'll see when I put this out the thickness of it. It's still very fluid, so I can move it around the canvas, but it's thin enough that I can take another paint and maneuver the paint into the black. So you'll see what I mean. But I just spread this out to the edge. You don't have to. You can keep your paint in the middle, and I just choose to spread this out to the edges on this particular painting. But this is a painting style that you can change up however you feel you might want to give it a try to make it your own style. But you'll see me just pushing the paint to the edge, and I have to help it with some of the edges because it gets kind of thin there, but the bubbles will eventually pop and go away. Don't worry about that. Or you could use a heating torch if you're familiar with those to pop the bubbles, but they will go away. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a thinner. I've made this a little bit thinner, and you can see it pours a little bit thinner. And I am just pouring this around the canvas. Again, you could start in the middle and swirl it out. You could have one solid mass, but this one, and I like the way this works, I'm just pouring the paint around the canvas, and then eventually you'll see me use a tool. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, you know what, I think I need some more paint. So you'll see me make up some more paint for this particular project. But it's a preference thing. You don't have to do it exactly how I do it. And you'll notice on the canvas, I didn't take the black in that one area all the way to the edge. And later when it was drying, I noticed that, and I did cover it up. Or once it dries, you can cover it up. But this is a preference thing. I could have been fine with the paint that I had on this canvas, but I just decided to add more white. And I left this in, and you'll see later something else that happened that I left in because I wanted you to see that when something happens, you just adjust. So I made some more white paint, and it's about the same viscosity, the same thickness as the other, but I'm just adding it to some more of the area that I thought I wanted to have covered. Now next, you can use any tool. I'm using a skewer. But this is the fun part. You just play at this point, take your skewer, move it through the paint. You can do as little or as much as you want. You can do it up and down, horizontal. I go all over. I'm a very abstract, messy painter. Nothing I do has really a lot of rhyme or reason. I just go with my intuition and how I'm feeling. You can write your name in the paint. This is totally a fun, playful project. I think the more that the marks you make on this, the more fun. And I've had people buy my paintings, and I was told one time that they sat during a party and had glasses of wine and just sat there and found objects in the paintings. And they bought two, and so it was kind of interesting to have them find faces and animals and all sorts of shapes. Now you'll see me add more black paint because I thought it was kind of white, and all of a sudden a big chunk comes out. So you'll see that happen here. Yep, there it is. I left that in here because that could happen to you. You may not have gotten everything stirred up. So I just pulled what I thought was the chunky part out, and I just decided, you know what, I'm going to go with it because this is what happens. When you're painting, sometimes it's not going to be a perfect. So I just kept it in there, and I just kept working the paint to get to a design that I really felt that I liked. So I'm adding some more white right there so it wasn't such a blob of black. And see, the popsicle stick, you could use that to pull your paint through. You could use a comb. You could use a fork. There's so many different tools you could use. You could have several paintings at one time and use different tools. So I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy this and find that this is a very relaxing style of painting, and I'd love for you to share with me some of your paintings.